Now, I am a big fan of the WRC motorsport. Seeing the drivers throw their cars down roads as wide as their car on both gravel, tarmac and snow, doing well over 90 miles an hour, is a spectacle to behold. Seriously, you should watch some of the compilations that are out there. It's impressive. Which of course also translate to having multiple rally games. Now, if you ask me, Codemasters is pretty much the quintessential, you're looking for a solid rally game. From the Colin McRae series to when that evolved to Dirt, if we ignore Showdown and Dirt 5. Showdown, though, is its own issue, so that's a topic for another time. And then, of course, when they got the WRC license, we have this. Now, Codemasters of late have had a little bit of a interesting, shall we say, games. They're not been great compared to what we've had in the past. I mean, Dirt 5 is the epitome of the Marmite game, whether you love it or you hate it, and I'm on the side that hates it. You've got Grid 2019, which I think is horrific, and then you've got Grid Legends, which, at its core, there's a really good game there, but it's just surrounded by a lot of things that are quite a nuisance and, you know, sort of bring it down quite a bit. It's fine, but I couldn't really recommend it to everyone. So, talking about that, EA WRC. Brilliant. Really is brilliant. I think this game is fantastic. I could recommend this to anyone. You know, especially for people looking at the rally games, go, which one should I go for? There's a few options. This is fantastic. So let's explore that. So we'll go into what is quite important about, well, any racing game, really. And that is, I'd rather not do that. That was horrific. Let's never do that again. I can't drive Group B cars to save my life, especially around tight, snowy stages. I can't do it. Same as I can't really drive the Rally 1 hybrids. I'm awful with them. So we'll go for something a little bit more for me. I'll go in a Group A car because, you know, these are... it should be a little bit easier, especially at this rally stage, which I forgot where I was going to. Was it Oceania? Might be. Whatever. So, yes it is. The handling model and the physics. Absolutely fantastic. This is probably one of my favourite rally game to actually drive on. I really do love it. So, of course, we have multiple different options here. Obviously, repairs, as you would expect. Tyres, as you can see here, we have different compounds. You know, you've got some stages have like gravel super soft. This one's got soft, medium, then you get hard tyres. Then there's like asphalt rain tyres. Then there's, of course, snow. So all of that, you know, plays into effect. So, of course, you know, you've got these different tyre compounds, which means that they're going to drive differently depending on whatever surface. So, you know, rain on wet asphalt compared to rain on dry, or dry on wet, blah, 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 blah. And of course, as well, we've got tuning, which is actually fairly detailed. It's detailed enough for what it needs to be. You know, of course, it's nowhere near as complicated, let's say, some simulators out there. But that doesn't matter too much. It's plenty detailed enough that you can really mess around with what you're needing. You know, the gearbox, springs, damping, diffs. It's all there. So, like I said, the handling model is brilliant. The main thing about it, and the physics as well, the main thing that I find about it is that I've never really had to fight the physics itself. Let's say compared to something like the Crew Motorfest, or even the Crew 2, where I was feeling like not only was I having to try and fight some of the cars, I was having to fight some of the really wonky physics at the same time. With this, I'm not. You know, as you're seeing there, I'm on gravel, but I dip my front tyres on the grass as well. So the car immediately becomes even looser. Which, you know, it's very good to see that it's got this level of detail in the handling model, because you know there's, like I said, there's a lot for it to really take into consideration, and it absolutely nails it. I've not had a single moment. Oh shit, that. Ignore that, we're fine. I mean, to be honest, actually, I've got a clip that will show off the damage model, because the damage model is absolutely fantastic. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, dear. Well, there you go, there's the damage model. Yeah. Anyways, back to the physics. You know, like I said, there's a hell of a lot that this game has to take into consideration. Not only that as well, the tuning. So there's a lot going in. And it's fantastic. It really is. Really, really is. There's, you know, there's going to be plenty of, there's plenty of cars in this game that I'll show off later. You are going to find ones that you absolutely love to mess around with, and then you're going to find ones that, you know, you're not a fan of. But the main thing is that they all feel like they should. You know, if you've got a Group B car, they're going to feel nowhere near as cooperative as, you know, a modern WRC car. They're not going to be as forgiving as, let's say, well, this Impreza here, this Group A car, even if I'm driving like an absolute plum. You know, oh, Christ alive. The graphics as well and the environment. I mean, I think in the past this game's been slated a little bit about some of the graphics, especially in the a little bit outside of the track. Personally, I'm not one of these ones that massively cares too much about graphics. A game can look nowhere near as, nowhere near photorealistic, or nowhere near as good as, let's say, some of its competition. But if the game is fantastic to play, you know, it runs at consistent frames, then honestly the graphics is just a bonus to me, rather than what's a main issue. Probably because of, you know, talking about the games that I grew up with compared to now. Yeah, sure, a lot of them look really dated. That doesn't matter, because if the game is good, then who really cares too much about the graphics? Oh, Christ alive. Yeah, anyways, I mean, you can see there the trees at the top left there. I should stop staring at the environment. Oh, saved it. One thing I do wish that Dirt 4 did, I don't know if Dirt Rally 2 did, is that in some of the rallies on Dirt 4, your co-driver, Nicky Grist, would actually say there has been an accident on this rally stage, and then, you know, you will see a marshal sort of waving to let you know that there's been a crash up ahead, which your co-driver will then also call out, and then you'll see the wrecked car on the side of the rally stage. I have not seen that in this, and I do think it's a shame. I would have loved to have seen that, because it's a thing that happens in rally. There are big crashes that do happen. Cars get totaled and things like that. So it's a shame that it doesn't really get shown in this. It's just a small little detail I wish was added back that was in Dirt 4. But, you know, that's just a minor thing. That's nothing really to be, I just go, oh, no, this game's terrible because of that. No. The rally stages actually talk about that now. The environments. There is a lot. Now, of course, I've got the 2024 DLC that came, because this game went on sale, I think it was Black Friday, which of course included the 2024 pack, and I got it all for, I want to say it was about 25 quid, may have been a bit more. This has been worth every single penny of that, I'm going to admit that. But yeah, I have access to 20 different rally environments, all of which have 12 stages. Now, I think it's a genuine thing in WRC itself, where they do sort of the forward route and then the reverse route as well. So, you know, you might find that, let's say, a little bit of a downside, whereby you might just find yourself doing the same stages over and over again, compared to, let's say, Dirt 4, where you can actually generate your own custom rally stage, determine how long it is, how complex it is. But that's more... This game is sort of keeping it more in line with how the motorsport actually works IRL. Ow. Which, you know, that's just... It is what it is. I'm not going to complain about it. And I know that soon we're going to be getting a French... I think it's the French rally? Because we're getting a bunch of French cars coming in the near future, which, spoilers, includes the Citroen DS3 WRC car. Nice to see that back. And as well, the Citroen Zara kit car, which is extremely cool to see back. You know, it's sort of... It was everywhere in like the early 2000s WRC rally games, and then disappeared for ages. And it's only really been in Sebastian Loeb, Rally Evo. Don't really know about that game. I've never played it myself, and I've heard sort of... I think it's been mixed reception, mostly on the little bit of the negative side. But, you know, it's just is what it is. I am not driving this car brilliantly. But, like I said, it's me just not being good at driving. It's not like I'm complaining at the physics whatsoever. It's just I'm complaining at my driving being terrible. Run over the marshals. So I'll show off the car list and then the environment, which I'll do here. We'll go to create a rally. So you can create your own little championship. And what is brilliant as well is that your own championships that you create, you can do that in multiplayer. So you're creating your own rally with your mates or against other people, and it's got a proper session browser for that. Fantastic. I'm happy for that. There should be a lot of games out there that do have this. Or you could create your regularity rally, which is really boring because I hate the regularity rally. Yeah, I imagine in real life it's quite an interesting challenge in this game. Nah, I hate them. I just get so bored. Because I want to go fast and then crash, rather than go really slowly and then have a half spin. Anyways, the car list. So we've got rally cars throughout history. You've got the utterly insane Rally 1 hybrids up to date. Then you've got the WRC2 with plenty of selection there. And you can also pit these up against the older Rally 2 cars, which include like the Peugeot 208, I think it's the R5. And then, you know, so you've got sort of these, and then the junior WRC cars. Then you've got the 2017 rally cars, and then you've got this class here, the 97 to 2011, with 12 cars in this class. And it's cool to see that we've got not only the more expected ones, shall we say, with like the Focus, the Evo 6, some of the Imprezas, but we've actually got more unexpected ones, if you ask me, like the hatchback Impreza, or the Peugeot 206, or even the Cordoba, however it's pronounced. Very cool to see those back. And then older Rally 4 cars, including the Twingo and the Peugeot 208, rather than just having the Fiesta and the Adam. NR4, as expected. Super 2000s, that even throws in a Corsa. The Group A vehicles. F2, which include the Golf and the Astra and the Escort, rather than just the expected 306, Ibiza, and the Megane as well. The correct choice, I will say, the Megane. Super 1600s, the Citroen Saxo, fantastic to see that back. Group B, four-wheel drive, your expected vehicles. And then the Group B rear-wheel drive, including the M1 and the 911. H3, you know, all this stuff, 309 and the H2 front wheels, and then Hillman and the Talbot Sunbeam. Great additions. So that's, you know, that's the car list, and then all of these locations. I think when I counted, there is 20 at the minute. Yep, I counted correctly. We've got 20, you know, that all feel unique and have their own little challenges, you know, with the Rally Mexico being a desert and, you know, quite high in the mountains, Mediterranean, which I absolutely hate. Iberia, Estonia, the Japanese rally, which I really do like the Japanese rally. Estonia is a lot of fun as well. Central Europe, you know, Greece. You get the message. And then, like I said, each one having 12 stages. And some of them, like, you've got there 50 miles. So you get even some of them really long rallies that will test you. I can't remember which one has the ridiculously long rallies, but I think there's one that's like 30 odd miles, which is, oh, Christ alive. Yeah, so we've got that. And then we've got the, let's go here into the career mode. This is actually quite fun. I do like how this is done. So, as you saw there, like on the main menu, you've got like your proper builder. Because it's used in here, so you could build like a Junior, the WRC 2s, or the Rally 1 cars. So if we pick this, I know it's going to be over the budget, but I'm not going to build it properly. You could choose your engine placement, so let's go for a rear-wheel drive, because why the hell not? You could obviously choose your engine. Oh, I see. Right, okay, so you've actually... So as you can see there, you've got to do a builder part trial to actually unlock that specific part. So I'll go into detail about that, but of course you could just... I'll pick the Toyota one, why the hell not? There's a bug there. Actually, whilst I'm going through this, I will talk about the bugs that I've been facing. This game has been relatively bug-free. I will admit that. I've not had many. At the minute, pretty much I can only count 3 that I get. One of which obviously being that little freeze bug that you saw there. That happens pretty consistently, but the thing about it is that the freeze lasts for about 2 seconds and then it's immediately good again. So, it's so I can live with it. Because it doesn't... Yeah, sure, it happens a lot, and of course it shouldn't really happen. However, it's fine because it doesn't crash the game or anything. The second bug that I've had, I do see the screen tearing quite a bit, particularly in Mexico, is quite notorious for it. The V-Sync on it is not brilliant. I have to admit that you do see quite noticeable screen tear fairly consistently. And then the third bug that I have is another sort of graphical one, whereby if on some of the more hilly tarmac stages where you've got like the curbing, you can see that through small hillsides. So that that can happen every now and then. However, it's not game breaking or anything like that. I think there was the other freeze there. I'm not too sure. May have just missed A. You can see I'm just going through the customizations. Being able to even change the pins, the spoiler has to be that one. Rear lights, the exhaust, you can actually have twin ones, and then of course the wheels you can actually change the asphalt ones, the gravel ones, and then the snow ones. And then you can even change the interior itself, like the handbrakes. You can have this lovely little red one, the gear shifter, so you can put a skull emoji on it. Digital display, shift lights, your seats, all of that. And as you saw there as well on some of the parts, like a differential, you can be quite limited on your tuning options. So you've got to build that into you've got to think about that in your budgeting as well. So this career mode, it works pretty much like, I think Codemasters sort of have gone with this a little bit more, but as you can see there, you've got to, you've got your staff engineers that you can hire. You can then get a teammate, which you can only select when you get like talent and scouting, sorry. And of course, you can put perks on your main engineer. You've got to try and make sure you've got these like little targets to keep your benefactor happy. So, if the happier he is, the more money he's willing to invest, so you get more budget and things like that. So the career mode works on this calendar basis, and of course, as you would expect, you can only really do like one thing at a time. Some things will take multiple weeks, so like this engineer roster expansion will take 2 weeks. So there might be some things that you have to really pick and choose. So like where was it, that garage expansion that I did, let's say I had to do one of these major championships. This means that I can either try and get another vehicle, but I then miss out on the championship that I need to do. So you sort of are picking what you need to do. And of course, some of these events here allow you to boost your relationship with your benefactor. And as you saw there, like certain events even, you get like little trials that if you have to finish third or something like that, and you get a little kit that you can then put on your built cars. So there is a lot here that you can really throw at, and there's plenty of details and things that you can do yourself, and it just keeps adding up and up. You can also make the game as easy as hard as you want. I will admit, on the AI performance, I'd sort of started out in the WRC2 cars. I wanted to have a go at the WRC cars, realised I'm terrible at them, so I went back. I've just left it at 70 so I could get myself back to more to where I was. You could change the amount of damage you get, the restarts, the event scaling, so how many events you have to do, your benefactor relationship, your budget. So you can, there's plenty of options there to make the game as fun as you want or as challenging as you want. It's really good to see that they have that as well. And as well, you've got your own little livery editor. Now, I will admit, I'm not creative in the slightest, so I don't really mess around with this too much, but you can change your window tint, you can add decals onto certain areas, like the window strip. I mean, considering a lot of game, a particular other game that I will not mention, oh, bloody hell, that's quite a big window strip. You could paint the roof, the bonnet, so if you really want to, you could just have a chrome bonnet, and then you've got little paint patterns. So it's just nice little customization options. Yeah, sure, it's not the absolute ridiculous customization, but it doesn't need to be. What we have here is fantastic, and it's enough, if you ask me. So there we go. That is WRC. That is the WRC reviewed. So, to conclude about the entire thing, highly recommend this game for anyone, especially beginners looking for a rally game to really have a look, see what it's about. Could not recommend this enough to you. As I said, actually I can't remember if I said earlier, but of the Codemaster Rally games, EA WRC is my second favourite. I really like this a lot. The only reason why it's not my favourite is because I just prefer Dirt 1 with how much more you actually get out of that game. There's a little bit more of a complete game there. I say complete, that's entirely unfair. What I mean is that the game offers the trophy trucks, the buggies, rallycross, and like the Pikes Peak, Rally Raid, all of that. Which, of course, this game doesn't really have. This is just pure rallying. Which, if you're looking for pure rallying, this game does it better than Dirt 1. So, that's pretty much pick what you prefer. It's like the Assetto Corsa Competizione situations. That game is brilliant for what it does, with the GT3 and the GT4s. But that's all you get. So that could be seen as a downside if you want to call it that. And it's going to be the same thing for this. However, for me, that doesn't matter. What it does is utterly, utterly brilliant. So, yeah. I do hope you enjoyed. Any feedback is, of course, appreciated. I'd love to hear your thoughts about EA WRC yourself. Feel free to pop them in the comments below or tell me how wrong I am. However, that is it from me. Take care, and ciao for now.